Hi there, it's Kim from horseandaroundstamping.com, and today I want to show you the simple fun fold that I learned from my upline Linda Bowen. And I am using the Forever Love Specialty Designer Series paper, and it's just gorgeous with that gold shimmer. And I wanted to show you on 3 different cards today, and we are going to be working with this one, but I had to show you all 3 samples because it's just gorgeous. So let's get started. I am starting with a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 Pretty Peacock, and I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of our gold foil. The Specialty Designer Series paper measures 5 by 5 3/4. That's scored at 3 3/4. Now this is different than Linda's measurements because I added a layer. So my measurements are a little bit different than hers. But anyhow, it is scored at 3 3/4. Okay, so we are going to flip it this way to make our card. But before, the first thing that we're going to do, oh, I forgot, I have one piece of very vanilla cardstock that's 1 3/4 by 5, and these are in imperial measurements, so inches. But the first thing we are going to do, because the gold foil is expensive, and I apologize for the light in the background. I film in front of a window and the sun keeps popping out and then going back under, so I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. I like seeing the sunshine though. But anyhow, we're gonna take the gold piece, and I've got these die cuts. They're from the Timeless Arrangements set, and I'm just using these 2. And I do have a couple of tips for you today. So the first tip is I always draw around my die cuts when I get them, because that way you know if you're missing something from the set without always having to count, because sometimes the counting these gets tedious. So just a little tip for you in addition to our video today. So we are using these 2 die cuts from that set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut these right out of the gold foil. So I'll see if my cut and emboss machine will fit here. I've never actually put this on camera, so we'll see. Okay, and because my plates are pretty scratched up, they're very well loved and very well used, and I don't swap them out until I absolutely have to, because the foil will, the cuts on my plate will imprint on the foil. I just take a piece of copy paper and put it over. So this is tip number 2 in the video today. I put a piece of copy paper over the top of my foil sheets before I run them through, and we are just cutting these out of the center of this gold foil, because you won't see the center of them in the card. Again, I apologize for that sun glare. So anyhow, let's go ahead and add our copy paper, and then our plate. Okay, And see there? So all we're going to do is we're going to save these for in a little while here. And we're going to adhere this gold cutout piece to the pretty peacock. And then I just folded on the score line, and we're going to put this over the top of that cutout, and so you're not even gonna see that, and you just saved some money by not using another piece of the gold. Okay, just right over the top. And I'm going to take my berry vanilla piece and put it just inside underneath that flap. I'm gonna pull it away from the score line just a hair, but then line it up with the top and bottom. And then, let's see, we are going to take our gold foil pieces and we're going to glue them underneath this flap. I put my Tombow glue into a fine point dispenser so I can get a finer glue line. Okay. And I want part of that bar showing because I just like that edge that it gives, the foil edge that shows up. And I line the bar right up with the bottom of this. Okay. And now we're gonna heat emboss the sentiment here. And all I did was I die cut this already out of the Something Wonderful, I believe it was. I'm sorry, Wonderful. It's the Wonderful Thoughts. So I already die cut that out of a piece of Berry Vanilla. And we are going to get out our embossing stuff. And this is our heat embossing kit that comes with our embossing buddy and a brush and the pan. And all I did with these was I used the embossing buddy on them because I don't want my gold embossing powder to get all over. So I just powdered that, and I'm gonna take, this is from the So Sincere, it's my vertical grading from the So Sincere stamp set, and we're gonna Versamark ink that. And I'm gonna stamp it here. On that. And now we're going to add our gold embossing powder. And this is from the metallic embossing powder set. And if you don't have this 3-piece with the brush and the tweezers and the embossing, but I guess it's 4-piece, and the pan, oh my gosh, these tweezers are the best reverse tweezers I have ever used. They're nice and tight, and they just work fantastic for everything that I've used them on so far. And see, we've got a little some extra lines here, so we're just going to use our brush and brush that off. You don't want this gold embossing powder anywhere other than where it needs to be, because it sticks forever. Okay. And then we're just going to use our heat tool. I apologize, it's going to get a little loud, but I like to use my silicone mat, and I got to warm it up just a minute. That's where the magic starts to happen. I love embossing. It makes it so pretty. Okay, looks perfect. All right, and all I did with this was, I'm going to bring my card back in here. I added some mini dimensionals onto the back. Tip number 3, I always put packing tape on the back of my dimensionals so that when I peel them back, I don't have these little papers everywhere. And I know I have done some videos you can check out on my YouTube channel with some, I think it's on a Tuesday tip of the day. But then all I have to do is pick them up, and I don't have paper all over the place. So here we go. And then lastly, I am using my Neutrals adhesive back sequins. I have to buy a whole bunch of these because I use them all the time. But that's what we're using on the card today. And putting a big one here, and another big one down here, and then a small one on the flap. And that is it. Easy but very elegant, gorgeous card for today. And we can bring in the other ones again. Well, I don't know where my third one landed, so we'll just bring this one in. Okay, so there you have it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. And I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and maybe go over and take a look at my new blog. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.